I remember the time I was about to give up. Just when I was almost giving up, she came back. I remember seeing my mom walking through the gate of my grandfather's house. I remember that excitement, the rush of joy flooding through me. I got up and turned to her and said, "That is my mother." I remember getting up and running to her with a warm celebration in my heart. My mom is back. But as I was running to her from a distance, I remember looking into my mom's eyes and I saw nothing but anger in my mom's face. Still, I didn't mind. I kept running to her anyway. Instead of opening her arm to hug me, she pushed me away and then I fell down. After I fell down, then she passed by me and went straight into her father's house. My mom's siblings laughed at me and then they say, "You see, we told you. Nobody wants you. Even your own mother hates you. Why can't you vanish? Why are you forcing yourself on us?" What a shocking moment. Is it true that my mom hates me too? Am I really a bad kid? What just happened to me? I turned my head to look if my mother was listening to what her siblings were telling me, but she was already gone to her father's house. With shame, fear, confusion, I got up. But at that moment, something that felt like a shadow, like something important left at me in that moment. Like one part of me disappeared. But I hung on and fixed my eyes on my mom. My mother's young siblings surrounded me, clapping their hands and shouting, calling me a name again and again, mocking me, asking me, "What about now? Do you still believe that you are loved?" I remember the feeling of brokenness, my self-confidence dying in that moment right there at my grandfather's gate, the traumatized little Jeanette, shrinking and hoping to disappear. Again, I took a look at my grandfather's entry door to see if my mother could hear what her siblings telling me this time. I wanted her to pay attention. I wanted her to look back to see me and hear me and listen to what her siblings were telling me. But unfortunately, all I could hear was my mom and my grandfather arguing inside of the house. I thought that maybe my grandfather was defending me because she pushed me down. But in a few moments, my grandfather came out to me and said, "Jeanette, today you are going with your mother." I was shocked by everything. I begged grandfather, "Don't let me go." My grandfather looked at me, almost helpless. "You have to go with your mother," he said. I couldn't believe that my grandfather could give up on me too. What my mom did to me at that gate made me hope to stay with my grandfather, at least with him. But I was confused by too many thoughts and too many questions at once, wondering what choice I had at that time. And there was no one to help me understand what was going on. I was so confused and overwhelmed. I remember that moment feeling like a scary dream, and I was hoping to get out of it. But the more I wanted to escape, the more I was sinking and losing strength. I could feel myself getting weak. Then I became silent for a minute. Then I started to cry. When my grandfather again told me to go with my mother this time, I was around 7 years old. I can't find the right word to describe, but all I can say about it is that I was confused, worried about what just happened to me and why I was there. In that storm, simple voice said not to be worried because now I got a chance to go with my mom. That's who I was waiting for. Now she's back. I can tell her what happened while she was gone on the way home with my mom. Maybe she will finally defend me. If I tell her, maybe she will listen and go back and give them a warning not to beat me up again. Let me give her a chance. I was afraid, but somehow I felt like this was actually good, even though she didn't want them before we left my grandfather's place. Even though I wanted my mother to warn her sibling and show them that she loves me before we go back to her house. But I remind myself that they had told me that my mom would not come back for me. But who is with her now? Just because I was on my way to my mom's house, it gave me some hope and confidence, a reason to be happy. And then I started to get comfortable. I'm not